Well, look at this. The new European season is about to get going again. Last season, we here at Faroese Multinational Limited covered HB's 90-minute Champions League run before their short stint in the Europa Conference League, where Klaksvík and NSI Runavík both fell at the first hurdle. We have 4 Faroese teams in Europe this season, so let's hope for better things this time round. Let's start with the big one, the Champions League. Klaksvík were runaway champions of the Faroese League last year, and look to be doing it again, and so qualified for the first qualifying round of the Champions League. And they've been rewarded with possibly the hardest draw in the round, Bodo Glimt, the champions of Norway and unlikely rivals of Roma, stuffing the Italians 6-1 in their Conference League group stage last season. Last year, Bodo Glimt made their debut in the Champions League but didn't make it past this stage, going out to Legia Warsaw over 2 legs. This dropped them into the Conference League, where they excelled, beating Vala, Pristina and Žalgiris on the way to the group stage. Against the odds, they qualified from the group unbeaten, then knocked out Celtic 5-1 over 2 legs, sneaked past AZ Alkmaar, making it all the way to the quarter-finals, where they were eventually knocked out by old group foes Roma. God, these guys look unstoppable, right? Oh, well, hang on a minute. Domestically, Bodo Glimt have won the last 2 Norwegian leagues, but at time of writing, they find themselves in 6th. Now, fair enough, they're only 10 games into the 2022 season, but they're already 11 points away from Lillestrøm up the top of the league. Keep up this rocky form, and they'll visit the Faroe Islands in the summer, with Klaksvík probably still in fine form, so anything is possible yet. It's not often a Faroese team has to travel north in Europe, but a visit to the Aspmyra Stadium just inside the Arctic Circle will make for one of the most northern trips possible. It might be their last visit to the stadium, as the Norwegians are working to build a new stadium ready for 2024, where Bodo will be a European capital of culture. If Klaksvík lose that game, they'll go into the Conference League, where 3 more Faroese teams will be playing in the first qualifying round. Firstly, HB will come to Britain to play Newtown in their first ever match against Welsh opposition. Newtown have played in the top flight of Wales since its formation in 1992. Last season, they finished 3rd, their best league finish since 1997, and make their 2nd appearance in the Conference League in 2 seasons. Last year, they were beaten 5-0 by Irish side Dundalk. I wonder if Sonny Natterstad played in that game. Oh, he did. Cool. So not the first Faroese players to come up against Newtown. Anyway, they've not played a Faroese team before, but back in 2015 did play FC Copenhagen in the Europa League, going down 5-1 over 2 legs. The game is not being played in Newtown, or in fact in Wales. It's taking place in Oswestry at Park Hall Stadium, home of the New Saints. They play in the Welsh League and normally win it, but are geographically just over the border in England. It's a 6:15 kickoff, and it's just over 100 miles from me, and I know all of this because I have a ticket to the match, and I'm going to lurk in the Faroese end like a mini Skansen newbie. I will see you there, HB fans. Last year's 3rd place finishers Víkingur will travel to Gibraltar for the first time to play Europa. Like all Gibraltarian teams, they play at the Victoria Stadium next to the airport, and last season, Europa finished in 2nd behind the all-dominating Lincoln Red Imps. They've been regulars in European football for the last 8 seasons, and that's not because their name is Europa, that's just a coincidence. They have, however, only won 2 ties. Last season, in the Conference League, they went out at this round to Kauno Žalgiris from Lithuania. As for Víkingur, this is their first European football since 2018, when they'll be looking to put on a better show than their 7-0 aggregate defeat to Georgia's Torpedo Kutaisi. And finally, B36 qualify as winners of the Faroese Cup and get to visit Bosnia and Herzegovina to play Borac Banja Luka. They finished 3rd in the Bosnian League to compete in the Conference League for a 2nd successive season. Last year, they went out in the 2nd qualifying round to Northern Irish side Linfield. The club, from the 2nd biggest city, Banja Luka, dates back to 1926 and is one of the best supported clubs in the country, and technically they do have a European trophy to their name. They won the 1992 Mitropa Cup, otherwise known as the Central European Cup, which was an international competition that began in 1927. It was played between teams from Austria, Hungary, Czechoslovakia, Italy, and in later years, Romania and Yugoslavia. AC Milan, Fiorentina, Sparta Prague and Red Star Belgrade all have their name on this trophy, and it was Borac Banja Luka who won the final edition of it, while still playing under the Yugoslavian flag, despite the civil war taking place at the time. The Champions League has already begun, with Iceland's own Víkingur Reykjavik, qualifying from the preliminary round. All the matches take place between the 6th and 14th of July, so by the middle of July we'll know who's still in and who's fell out. Hopefully, nobody falls at the first. I mean, obviously someone has to, no Faroese teams, never mind. But what I will have for you is a short video from Oswestry as the HB faithful come to town. I'll see you next time, if not sooner.